Hello everyone, a very warm welcome to the second edition of the Toddle Demo Day. We have been working hard behind the scenes on building some really cool stuff, and I'm very excited to share all of it with you today. But before I talk about all the big improvements and innovations we have been working on, I would like to take a step back and talk about why we do what we do. To understand the why behind Toddle, let's take a look at a teacher's life. Let's have a look at some of the things that teachers need to do. To start with, teachers need to plan their curriculum. Unit plans, lesson plans, yearly planning, assessment design, curriculum mapping. There is a lot that goes into planning a meaningful curriculum. Then, teachers need to differentiate the learning experience based on the needs of individual students in their class. After that, teachers need to assess student learning. They need to assign work to students, collect back work from students, give them one-on-one feedback. They need to take attendance, create progress reports, conduct exams, communicate with families on an ongoing basis, set up the classes, the learning environment, plan events and exhibitions, manage behavior and discipline in their class. And this list, it goes on and on. The demands on a teacher time are infinite. And if you look at this list, there is one very important thing that's missing here, which is the actual teaching in the class. Teachers do all of these after teaching for 4 to 6 hours in the classroom every day. McKinsey and Company actually did a very interesting study in the year 2020 on this particular topic. So what they did was they surveyed about 2,000 teachers from around the world, and they asked them, how do you spend your time across the many things that you need to do? And these results were very revealing. What the study found was that teachers actually work about 50 hours a week, spending less than half their time in direct interaction with students. And while all teachers reported enjoying the time spent with students, almost no one reported enjoying the late nights spent marking assessments, preparing lesson plans, or really filling out the endless paperwork. And this is where we believe technology, especially AI, can play a big role in education. Purposefully built technology can help teachers reclaim their time so they can focus on what matters most, their students. At Toddle, our big, hairy, audacious goal is to give each teacher 10 additional hours every week while helping you elevate your practices. And as former educators, we understand the demands of teaching really well. We believe we have a real shot at making this happen. We work very hard, and we will keep building and innovating till we achieve this goal. Now, you might ask, what are we doing to achieve this goal? We are doing 3 things. The first thing we are doing is that we are building Toddle as a one-stop solution for all of your teaching and learning needs, so you don't have to deal with disconnected workflows. And we understand the pain of working with disconnected systems really well. As some of you might know, Toddle started as a passion project for us in our own school because we were struggling with this very problem of too many tools. To give you some context, we were using a plethora of platforms. We were using one platform for curriculum design, another one for portfolios, a third one for assignments, a fourth one for progress reports and family communication. It was kind of messy. It was a very broken experience. But I'm happy to say that we have come a long way since then. Today, 2,000 plus schools in 100 plus countries use Toddle for managing all of their teaching and learning workflows. We are the only platform that meaningfully connects long-term curriculum planning with day-to-day teaching and learning. And this, I believe, is really important because it makes teachers' work less cluttered and more joyful. To give you an interesting data point, 85% of our partner schools replace 3 or more platforms when they bring in Toddle. I was talking to a school leader from Australia just yesterday who mentioned to me that with Toddle, they have been able to replace the 7 other tools that they were using earlier, and I think that's purely magical. The second thing we are doing is that we are integrating AI deeply into our platform. About 10 months back, Toddle became the world's first AI-powered LMS. And for us, AI is not just a feature, but a core capability of our platform. We believe that the true potential of AI will be realized only when it gets seamlessly embedded in your workflows and functions on your data and your context rather than working in a silo. Our goal with Toddle AI is to give each teacher a really smart and efficient assistant that not only helps you save a ton of time, but also helps you take your practice to the next level. We have made some progress in that direction, and I'll be sharing some exciting updates on Toddle AI later in the session today. And the third thing that we are now doing is we are building Toddle into a very connected ecosystem where it integrates seamlessly with all of your favorite tools, whether it's Google, Microsoft, your SIS, or a content platform that you use at your school. This is a big focus area for us going forward, and you will see a lot of updates from us in this direction. Now, before we move ahead, I would like to play a short video. Let us listen in to educators from around the world on the impact that Toddle is creating in their school communities. Let's have a look.
What we were really looking for in terms of a learning management system for our context was something that we could build to align with our approach to teaching and learning here at the college. What really drew us to Toddle was the benefit of being able to streamline our processes for planning and curriculum mapping at the big picture level, and then looking at giving our teachers a really hands-on and practical tool to be able to deliver engaging lessons to support our students.
So I think first and foremost, where we've seen the biggest impact is because of the way that Toddle is structured, right? We've always had clear intended learning, and then we've had a separate LMS, but having clear intended learning connected to the learning experiences and teachers tagging those, and then that connecting to the learning evidence and evaluation has been super impactful. We're holding ourselves much more accountable. We're actually making sure we walk the talk of our intended curriculum. So we've seen big impact there.
What I love about Toddle is that it has really transformed the way that our teachers plan. It has really made it more interactive and more collaborative because we have big teams at our school. We have up to 8 teachers and they could be spread across 3 buildings. But Toddle is this platform where they can collaborate with each other without having to meet face-to-face because of all the really cool functions that Toddle has.
Building a collaborative curriculum has been a very important thing for our school, and we don't just want teachers involved. Students, families, and our curriculum team are all part of the process. And when we moved over to Toddle, it was very clear that this platform had been built by educators that shared that same vision, that valued collaboration and input from all of the stakeholders in the learning.
So when you think of a teacher and you think about all the work that a teacher has to do, especially the ones that really want to be passionate and effective with their work, there's a lot of elements that goes into making sure they give justice to each student. We always talk about giving students their rights, but obviously that is harder. It's easier said than done. So when we help out teachers by actually having a platform like Toddle, where it already generates all the information, it almost stores it in the platform itself. So when you are thinking about that one student, whoever the student might be, you've got all of the information there ready for you to go into that Toddle report. I think that's a very special aspect that's going to help a lot of teachers out across the world.
I think one thing that we have found, as a school that doesn't follow a single textbook, and we're often using a variety of different resources, for parents that can sometimes be challenging because they can't always see exactly what students are learning or see, how they're being, assessed and benchmarked. And so with between Toddle messaging, but also, the evidencing section within the unit planner, we have all these different tools now within one system that I think really help us better, make the learning visible to parents, which definitely I think does, create a greater sense of security about not only what students are learning, but how they're learning, how they're progressing, and how they're being, evaluated as well.
I love it. What I really liked about these stories was that for our partner schools, Toddle isn't just a tech platform. It's a driving force for better teaching and learning and for bringing their school communities together. All right, so now on to the new stuff, and we have got a lot. We have spent a lot of time speaking to teachers and school leaders to understand what more Toddle can do for them. It is your feedback and input that has informed what we will show you today. We'll do this in two parts. First, I will talk about all of our new innovations, and after that, I will talk about some of the big improvements that we have made to our existing features. Let's jump into the new stuff. We are announcing 6 big things today. First is our all-new behavior management system that has been designed to support student well-being in schools. Second is the new improved version of Toddle Worksheets. We are bringing the power of AI to Toddle Worksheets, which will enable you to create really high-quality assessments in just a matter of minutes. Third is Toddle Insights. We have created a wide range of visual dashboards to bring alive your school's data on Toddle. Fourth is ClassFlow, a new way for you to organize your class materials on Toddle and to seamlessly share them with students. Fifth is our all-new user interface. We are revamping our interface to make Toddle work better and faster for you. And sixth is our integrations ecosystem. We have made a lot of progress in making Toddle work better with the other tools that you use, and I'm excited to share some of that with you today. All of this new stuff that we are announcing today will be available to you by the August of this year. Now, let's take a look at each of these in depth. I'll first talk about our behavior management system. Through this, you will be able to track, log, share, and report on events that relate to student behavior and well-being. It is highly customizable, comes inbuilt with its own set of analytics, and is also powered by AI to help you save time and nurture the whole student. Let's have a look. As you start using this system in your school, the first step would be to complete the setup. Now, what we have seen is that schools around the world use different nomenclature for something like this. Some schools might call this a pastoral care system, others might refer to it as a behavior and discipline module, and someone else might call it conduct and rewards. So what we have done is that we have designed our system to be highly configurable. Think of it like an empty shell which you can customize to meet your specific requirements. You can define your own nomenclature, create your own categories and subcategories of incidents, and also define the severity of different incident types. You can then map the default outcomes for each category or subcategory of incidents, including the actions and the stakeholders who need to be notified in case of an incident. And then anyone in the school team can create an incident. You can select the incident category and map the incident to a student. And based on the incident category you select, the relevant stakeholders and actions automatically get mapped. You will also be able to see similar past incidents for the student. Now, when we were doing our research to design this product, we consistently heard from educators about the challenges of writing incident reports. These reports can be particularly difficult to write because of the sensitive nature of the incidents and the fact that they need to serve as official communication from the school. So it needs a really balanced and careful approach. To simplify the report writing process, what we have done is that we have incorporated Toddle AI into the workflow here. You can just provide Toddle AI with broad strokes of the incident, and it will generate the detailed report for you while ensuring that the language used is appropriate and suitable for the context. Once you are done creating an incident, all the relevant stakeholders get notified so they can complete the associated actions. For school administrators, we have created a dashboard where you will be able to see all the incidents in one place. You can filter incidents by students, category, or severity of the incident. For administrators, we have also built a really cool analytics dashboard through which you will be able to get an in-depth view of all incidents across your school. You will be able to get insights into the distribution of incidents across categories, severity, locations, grades, all of these things. You'll also be able to see the frequency of different categories of incidents over a period of time. The list of students who have the maximum positive or negative incidents mapped to them. The incidents mapped to a student get reflected on their student profile. And if you want, Toddle AI will generate a summary of all of these incidents for you to get a really holistic overview of the student's behavior at school. It's really cool. So that was all about behavior management. We think of this as version 1 of the product. As schools start using it and we start getting feedback, we'll continuously keep improving it to make sure that it truly works for your school's context. Now, on to Toddle Worksheets. We launched the first version of Toddle Worksheets during our first demo day, which was in Jan, about 4 months back. And the idea behind building Toddle Worksheets was to give teachers the capability to create multimodal assessments right within Toddle. As part of our first launch, we enabled creation of worksheets with 6 different question types. That's multiple choice questions, true-false questions, fill-in-the-blanks, multi-part questions, graphing questions, and text-based long answer questions. In just 4 months, we have had 100,000 plus worksheets created on Toddle. And more importantly, we've also gotten a lot of feedback on how we can make Toddle worksheets work better for you. And today, we are announcing 3 big upgrades to Toddle worksheets. First is that we are adding support for 5 new question types. You will now be able to create drawing-based questions, drag-and-drop questions, hotspot-based questions, table-based questions, and matching questions within Toddle worksheets. Second, we are introducing application-based lockdown to enable high-stake exams through Toddle worksheets. We have now integrated with the Safe Exam browser to make sure that your student screens are truly logged when they are taking a test via Toddle worksheets. And third and most important, this is something that I'm the most excited about, we are bringing the power of Toddle AI to worksheets. Very soon, you will be able to create really high-quality questions through AI assistance in a matter of minutes. Let's see how it works. Imagine you are creating a math practice test for your students, and you want to use AI to generate these questions. The first thing you would need to do is to define the parameters based on which your questions should be created. What topics do you want to focus on? How many questions do you want? What type of questions do you want? You can also provide Toddle AI with specific instructions that it should adhere to while creating these questions. Once you are done providing all the inputs, Toddle AI will start generating the questions for you. You can then review these questions and evaluate whether they meet your requirements or not. For each question, you can increase or decrease the level of difficulty, make it more application-based, ask AI to generate other similar questions, or even ask AI to generate a step-by-step solution. The control fully rests with you. I'd like to call out one thing here, which is regarding generating similar questions. Generation of similar questions is not just limited to AI-created questions. You will be able to write your own questions or even import them from Toddle library, and then the AI will be able to create similar questions for you. Again, I think we are just getting started here. We know that you spend a lot of time creating and grading assessments, and our goal here is to make the whole process really fast and seamless for you. We see tremendous applications of AI in both assessment creation and evaluation, and we will continue to keep building and improving on this. Cool. So now on to Toddle Insights. This is something many of you had asked for. A lot of you told us that you need better visualization for your data on Toddle. I'm therefore really excited to share the first version of Toddle Insights, which is our analytics module, with you. As part of this first version, what we have done is that we have created some pre-built dashboards which are related to student performance and feature usage. And through these dashboards, your school's data comes alive. Let's have a look at what these dashboards look like. Let's start with some performance-related dashboards. For schools using the score-based assessment on Toddle, you will be able to see the average performance of students across the different grade levels. You will then be able to go inside a grade or a class and see how the different students are doing there. At the grade level, you will also be able to see how students are doing in different subjects. You can then go into a subject and see, again, how the different students are doing there, what does the score distribution really look like. And for an individual student, you will be able to see how the student's performance is across the different subjects and how it has trended over a period of time. These were just some examples of the kind of student performance related dashboards that we have built. The second set of dashboards that we have built are related to feature usage on Toddle. Now here what you will be able to see is how different users across the schools, that is teachers, students, family members, how are they really using the platform. And for each feature, you will be able to see how the usage has trended over a period of time. Now let me show an example. In messaging, you will be able to see how many messages are being sent, where are they being sent, who has sent these messages. In curriculum planning, you will be able to see how many unit plans have been created for each grade level, who has created these unit plans, how many lesson plans have been created, and so on and so forth. You get the idea. So this is what we have built so far on analytics, which are some pre-designed dashboards. But strengthening the data analytics capabilities of Toddle is a really big focus area for us going forward. And we are working on 4 things here. The first is that we are building more dashboards like the ones I showed you right now. So different dashboards for different purposes, they will all come pre-built on Toddle. The second thing we are doing is that very soon we'll be giving you the ability to create your own custom dashboard. So you'll be able to define what data do you want to see, how do you want to visualize it, and Toddle will build that for you. The third thing we are doing is we are creating an advanced data export feature where you will be able to pull out any data from Toddle that you want, and then you can play around in it as per your own need. And the fourth thing that we are doing is that we are integrating with some third-party tools which will enable better visualization of your data for you. On the fourth thing, we'll be announcing significant updates in the next couple of months. Cool. So this was all about analytics. Now on to ClassFlow. This is again a feature request that was there from a lot of schools, especially schools that don't follow a unit-based approach to curriculum planning. What schools asked for was a better way to structure all your class materials in one place. And then you also asked for better control on how you share these class materials with your students. And we are really glad to have made it happen. Let us see how ClassFlow works. It's actually quite simple. Using the ClassFlow, you can put all your class materials in a specific sequence. You can structure your content in sections and subsections. You can then add resources from your device or from your Google Drive or OneDrive. You can create new learning experiences and assignments right here, or add them from your units or your school's library. You can add notes, links, pretty much anything that you want. And then you can share your materials with students either individually or as whole sections. One important thing that I would like to call out here is that class flows are transferable across years. So if you have put in the effort to put all your class materials in one place for a particular academic year, you can easily carry it forward to the next year as well. Like it's just at the click of a button. And again, this is just version 1 of the class flow. We will keep enhancing this based on the feedback that we hear from all of you. Amazing. Now on to our all-new user interface. This is again derived from the feedback that many of you shared with us. You told us that because Toddle does so many things, it can sometimes be painful and time-consuming to go from one screen to another, and the number of clicks involved can be very high. I'm therefore very excited to share our all-new user interface with you. Our team has worked really hard on making this happen, and I think this will take the usability of Toddle to the next level. I'll first talk about the teacher interface. We are making 3 big upgrades here. First is our quick access menu. We are introducing a new menu bar that will now be available across all screens on Toddle. Here, you will see a quick access button through which you will be able to switch between classes and modules really fast. You can either click on one of the icons here or use keyboard shortcuts. Think of these keyboard shortcuts like a game. The more you use it, the better you will get at it, and the faster your experience will become. I've been playing around with this, and I personally find it to be very engaging to just press keys and move from one screen to another. The second thing we are doing is that we are revamping the global search feature on Toddle, and we are giving it the center stage. Through this global search, you will be able to search for modules, for classes, and even for students. And again, you will be taken to the relevant page with a single click. And the third thing we are doing is we are introducing a configurable class menu. Let's have a look at it. We are giving you more control on how the navigation menus in your classes appear. Based on your preference, you can decide which features you want to see upfront for quick access. And the idea here is to remove unnecessary information from your screen. Keyboard shortcuts will be available within classes too. So let's imagine you are on the assignments page and you want to move to your class portfolios page. Just press P and you will be taken there. This was all for teachers. We are also making significant improvements in our user interface for school administrators. The first thing we have done for admins is that we have created a new homepage for you, where you will be able to access all the admin level features and dashboards on Toddle, whether it's for curriculum planning, report cards, attendance, announcements, behavior management. You'll be able to access everything from your homepage. And the second thing we have done for admins is that we have made the configuration bit really easy. We have created a new search-first settings dashboard from where you will be able to manage all of your configuration and settings on Toddle from one place. And then for families, what we have done is we have built an all-new app that is faster and has a new user interface. Think of this as Family App 2.0. With this new app, families will also be able to access progress summary for their children. Now, we know that this was a long overdue demand from our partner schools, and so we are glad to have made this happen. So this was all about our new user interface. I'll now move to integrations. Integrations is an area where we have already made some progress. To give you a sense, we have built really deep integrations with the Google and Microsoft ecosystems. So with Google and Microsoft, what we do is we enable single sign-on, embedding of drive resources, and we also support submission templates from shared drives and SharePoint. Apart from this, we have built SSO integrations with 6 other platforms, apart from Google and Microsoft. We have done rostering integrations with 19 different platforms, including some of the most popular SISs. And we have done quite a few other integrations with some third-party tools, from Turnitin and Pixabay to SEB and GeoGebra. But we are also very cognizant of the fact that all of this is not enough for you. So integrations are a very big focus area for us going forward. And our goal is to build Toddle into the most connected tech ecosystems for schools. There are 3 big things that I would like to call out here, which are a part of our integrations roadmap going forward. Firstly, we are building deep integrations with multiple SISs. There are 6 key partners that we have identified for these deep SIS integrations. These partners are Veracross, PowerSchool, Blackboard, TAS, Compass, and Synergetic. These integrations will be live soon. As part of these deep integrations, we'll have single sign-on into Toddle with these SISs, as well as syncs for rosters, class schedules, calendar events, grades, and attendance. Now, we are starting with these 6 platforms, but our eventual goal is to have similar integrations with all key SIS players around the world. The second thing on our integrations roadmap is integrations with other edtech tools. So over time, a lot of you have asked for integrations with content platforms, with extracurricular management platforms, with analytics tools. We are working on integrating with a very long list of edtech tools, and we'll be releasing our list of integrations gradually over the next few months. And the third big thing we are doing from an integration standpoint is building an easy-to-use integrations manager. Now, through this integrations manager, the tech team at your school will be able to manage all of your integrations without needing any support from our team. Through our integrations manager, you will be able to see the catalog of all the integrations that Toddle supports. And each integration partner will also have their own dedicated page here. Through this page, you will be able to see what kind of integration does Toddle support with that particular partner. As part of our integrations manager, we are also building a dashboard where you will be able to see all of your live integrations and the latest status of the data syncs done. We believe all of these integrations will increase the connectedness of the Toddle ecosystem and really take the usability of Toddle to the next level. So that was all about the new stuff that we have built and we wanted to showcase. And now I will talk about the key improvements that we have made to our existing features. The first thing I would like to highlight is our new academic year transition wizard. Through this wizard, you will be able to transition from one academic year to the next with much less effort. You will be able to move all of your classes, subjects, staff, and students from one year to the next in bulk. With this bulk movement, what will also happen is that all your key settings associated with the class will also move from one academic year to the next. I'm talking about things like portfolio settings, subject settings, attendance categories, all of those things. Now, the way we have designed this is that this wizard will automatically get enabled 60 days before the end of an academic year for you to prep for the transition. And we are very excited about this because we believe that this will be a big time saver both for you as well as our team. Our buddies are always there to support you, so please reach out to them to learn more about this wizard. The next thing I want to talk about in terms of platform improvements is email notifications and summary emails. One issue that we have consistently heard from schools is that Toddle does not send enough email notifications to students and families, because of which important stuff can tend to get missed. So far, we were sending email notifications to students and families only for announcements, and no notifications were being sent for things like task and project deadlines. So what we have now done is that we have enabled emails for all types of notifications. By default, notifications will be disabled for everything except announcements and assignments, but you can configure your notification settings to make it work for your context. And to help you manage these notifications better, what we have done is that we have created a new notifications manager. So what you will be able to do here is you will be able to configure what type of notifications you want to receive and where do you want to receive them. We are also introducing summary emails for family members. And the way these have been designed is that they will be sent out on a weekly basis. And for that particular week, these emails will provide family members with all key updates related to their children. For example, their attendance in the week, the portfolio posts, any important announcements, in case their progress report was shared that week. And again, this is configurable, so you can configure the time of the week when you want to send out this summary. And if you think this won't be useful for your context, you can also disable this feature. The next thing I want to talk about are updates on ClassStream. We know that ClassStream is probably one of the most heavily used features on Toddle. So we are constantly improving this to make it work better and faster for you. There are 3 big improvements I want to highlight here. First is an activity log. So now you will be able to see a log of all the activity that a student or a teacher does as a part of an assignment. Second is better configuration for locking of submissions. You will now be able to set a predefined date when a particular assignment will be locked, and students will not be able to submit their work beyond that specific date. And the third thing we have done from a ClassStream standpoint is bulk reminders. This was also a request that a lot of you shared with us. So what you will be able to do now is you will be able to send bulk reminders to all your students in one click in case they haven't submitted their work for an assignment. And like I mentioned before, you can configure whether you want to send these reminders on email within the Toddle platform or both. So trying to make things really, really flexible for you here. The next thing I want to talk about in terms of platform updates are progress reports and gradebook. There are 5 things that we are doing here. First is the introduction of more customizable cover sheets. So what we have done is that we have added 5 customizable templates for cover sheets in progress reports. You can choose the template that best suits your needs and then customize it to align with your school's brand language and philosophy. The second thing we have done here is introduction of an admin level gradebook. This is based on feedback that a lot of you shared with us. So a lot of school leaders told us that if they want to review student grades across classes, they need to go from one class to another on Toddle, and the whole process can be quite cumbersome. So we are solving for this through our admin level gradebook. You will now be able to see all the grades for all the students across classes in one place. And I think this will help school leaders save a lot of time. The third thing we have done here is manual override of grades. So let me just give you some context first. Toddle allows you to define your own formulas for calculation of final grades. But what we have heard from teachers is that sometimes these grades, which are calculated based on formulas, aren't really reflective of a student's progress. And teachers want to change the final grade based on their own professional judgment. We have now given teachers the flexibility to override the formula calculated grades in progress reports. The fourth thing I want to talk about is the introduction of aggregate scores across subjects and terms. A lot of schools want to give students an aggregate score based on their cumulative performance across subjects and terms. Now, if you want, your progress reports on Toddle will now be able to auto-calculate these, and these will get reflected in the progress reports. Then the last thing that I want to talk about, this is again something that a lot of you had requested for, is print view optimization. So we have done a lot of work in making the printed versions of our report cards look better. We have improved the spacing, font size, and also added multi-language support in print. And this is what progress reports on Toddle will look like going forward. And the very last thing I want to provide an update on today is our IBDP library. So this is specific to our IBDP partner schools. We launched the first version of the IBDP library during our first demo day in Jan. And we've been getting a lot of teacher love for this. To remind you, we launched with 6 subjects: Math AA, Math AI, Bio, Physics, Chemistry, and Language and Literature. For each of these subjects, Toddle Library offers the most comprehensive collection of exam-style questions, topic-specific worksheets, and mock exams that you will find anywhere on the planet. Now, what we are doing is that we are adding support for 9 more IBDP subjects by introducing question banks for these subjects. The 9 subjects are History, BM, Economics, ESS, Spanish B, French B, Psychology, Global Politics, and English A Literature. Out of these, the first 4 will go live by June, and the other 5 will go live by December. And again, for each of these subjects, Toddle Library will offer the most comprehensive collection of exam-style questions that you will find anywhere. And that's all for today, folks. So if you would like to learn more about any of our new features or improvements, please reach out to your Toddle buddy, or you can request a demo from our website. In closing, I would like to thank the team that builds all of this. We are now a team of 400 plus members spread across 17 countries. At Toddle, we care deeply, innovate continuously, and try to go above and beyond in service. And this is all in the pursuit of helping teachers do their best work. Toddle has some really talented and committed folks, but it still takes a huge amount of hard work and coordination to make all of this happen. I truly believe that I have some of the best colleagues in the world, and I feel incredibly grateful that I get the opportunity to work with them. Our next demo day will be in Jan of 2025, and we have some really, really cool stuff planned out for the Jan launch, which I can't wait to share with you. We'll see you then. Thank you for joining us, and have a good day.